Hey guys and gals, welcome to part 2 of Diddy Kong's minecart ride by LEGO Super Mario. This is set number 71425. It contains, I believe, over 1,000 bricks, retails for $109.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. And yeah, this time I showed the box art because I can't find the little insert. And remember, in the last installment, we did just this stuff right here. So this is bags 1 through 4. And I think in this installment, I'm either going to do bags 5 through 7 or 5 through 8. It just depends. This is a late night unboxing. Well, let's say it's a bedside build. We haven't done one of those in a while. Okay. And I need to key up the app here, and we'll get ready to get started. And remember, we still have this thing here left to do too. So, while everything is loading up, let me turn that down before it dings me here. We don't trust YouTube's copyright police, and no telling if that's copyrighted or not. And yeah, and let's see here. Is it going to load up? Well, let's see. Making sure. Okay, bag 5. Okay, let's start with bag 5. And yeah, so I have been very busy lately. I'm stuck with a builder's block for 2 tutorials right now. They're not due for quite some time. One's supposed to be due in September and one's supposed to be due, I don't know yet. One's a vehicle and one's a mystery. Okay? And I hate when that happens. And I was right in the middle of working on it, and I was like, crap, I gotta get some set reviews done. And I thought, well, I'm stuck. I'm gonna have to kind of work my way out of it here. And maybe building this will probably help me out. All right. Okay, we need this thing here. And let's begin. So, I have been so busy doing reviews, it's not even funny anymore. And I just can't wait to get them all done. Now, I need to finish this one up here. Now, I'm kind of behind on reviews right now. And the reason being is because I've been kind of working on my own projects, working on my own builds and stuff like that. And I got done with another building guide today for something small. And unfortunately, I didn't even finish the video up or even have it posted on Patreon because I've been so behind. So it's just life of this hobby. It's starting to become more of a job. Matter of fact, I'm even itemizing stuff now. I've been going through parts like crazy because it's been kind of hectic trying to find the right parts for tutorials and stuff. It'll show in my inventory sheet, but when I look, there's nothing in the bins. Well, that doesn't do me any good. That's not a bad idea for a nice bite on that, huh? But it's not going to help me out if I don't have the parts to finish up the tutorials. I've been kind of getting those done. I'm starting to slip a little behind on my ambassador paperwork. I don't want to get too behind on that because if you're too far behind, they'll actually write you up like a job and they'll put you on disciplinary action. I don't want to do that, so I need to get started on some stuff. I got the review. I'm doing part of the reviews as I'm doing the filmings and stuff, so it saves time. But it doesn't do you any good if you can't finish everything up. Oh, I hope we can pull those out of there. Oh yeah, okay. Remember, that's what the holes on the bottom are for. Not to strain the water out if you're using it to scrape water out of your fish tank. It's just meant if you get something stuck in there, you can stick a Technic cross axle in there and poke things out. But I think you guys and gals are going to like. So right now I'm working on another vehicle project. And vehicles to me are just a pain. And just working on them, they get pretty challenging. So What does that mean? That just means I gotta get my vehicle game together and work on that. I think they go on the bottom of this. Let's take a look here. Yep. And the spokes go on the outside. So apparently somebody had gotten mad on one of these videos on here because I didn't pronounce the name correctly. And they can tell he thumbs down my video too, and I'm like, really? You know, do I have to read off the 5 minutes of disclaimers before each video? I don't know. I was like, man, taking this hobby seriously, but a lot of people do take this hobby very seriously. That's not a bad little mine cart. That'd work good if you had it on a train, huh? And yeah, I'm kind of talking quiet. Let's see here. Okay. So basically, let me launch this next one. So you go boing, 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 boing. You sit down in here and you just go ding, 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 while you're taking a nap in the minecart. So yeah, and Dan, I did read your comment. I did read your comment about why does some guys make big deal about Friends dolls? You know, I don't know. You know, if you're a guy and you're scared of these things, you may want to get out of the Lego hobby. I mean, I'm not gonna toss Lego Friends dolls out because I always have other agendas for them. That's, you know, I don't know. It's just some people get kind of freaked out. Well, those are for girls. I'm like, does it say it's for girls? I don't know. It's like Technic sets don't say just for boys. So what does it matter? If you enjoy building it, who really cares? I'm feeling a sneeze coming on. So my hands are still kind of torn up. I've been working on my sprinklers in my backyard again and trying to get the water to flow just right. It's a lot of work, but I'd rather be outside than in the house. And it's later in this week, it's supposed to be in the 90s, and we're shooting back up to the mid 100s again. Okay. Well, this step's actually got 3 pieces. Wow, that's kind of unusual there, huh? I forgot to put something in there. Well, let's put it in there now. I always forget things. And yeah, but some of these dudes, they get kind of freaked out over the mini dolls. And like Dan had mentioned, there's some of these things that these dolls can do that regular minifigures can't do. I mean, they look the same, but the proportions are more correct on these than a minifigure. You know, but to me, it's still something fun to do. That's what it is, and I just kind of have fun with them. And Dan even mentioned about, you know, the friend sets are a gold mine for parts. I mean, they are. You want to talk about some cool pieces out of those, especially for interiors. There's a lot of useful pieces in those sets. Especially a lot of the guys don't realize, you know, those sets are a treasure trove. You know, there's a lot of good things in those. Lots of good parts. You know, I mean, take these little mini dolls and give them to somebody who will enjoy them. Well, first take the wigs off first, because the wigs are compatible. Like this wig here is just a standard minifigure wig I use for Jay the Friends fig. And that's what it is. Just scalp them and give them to your little sister. I don't know. Just give them away. Don't throw them out. There was one guy that got offended over me. when he'd buy sets to part them out, he would toss all the Friends dolls. He would toss all their accessories. I said, dude, that's kind of stupid doing that. I said, those are compatible. And he got so angry at me. I'm like, dude, those are compatible. I even showed him, like, look, here's a wig off of a Friends doll. Look, it fits right on a minifigure. And I was like, look, it just fits right on there. He goes, oh, I didn't know those things did that. I'm like, yeah. You know, I check all that stuff, you know. I'm like, these things do fit, they're compatible. You know, he didn't even know it. I'm like, and that's one thing. I never, ever toss out any Lego stuff, ever. Even the broken parts, I keep them. Josh, a buddy of mine, he uses those parts for the broken pieces for his dumpsters for his city. You know, I mean, casualties of war there you go. I mean, and it works for him. So that's kind of why I kind of keep those too. And these are not a bad little minecart thing, but I don't think that cart's going to work on that well. And okay. Oh, I'm going to show you a part here. Look at that. It's a 1x2 by 2/3 plate with bow. Very useful piece. And this set has probably about 30 or 40 of them, I can't remember. And I'm like, major score. And there was a tutorial that I wanted to use these for. At that time Lego didn't have them, now they do. So just gotta wait for them to come in the right color and we're ready to go. It's like bag 5 does the minecart and 2 corner tracks. Yeah, this one tutorial that I was working on though, before I started these other two, it's an extension of the summer fun, and I was really kind of just into this build. It was something I built really quick, you know, and it's not too complicated. No really hard snot methods or anything, but it was pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, I finally got to build this thing. And it's related to the campground. It's just a temp project, but you know. And we're done with that. All right, and we're building more here. Probably need those in a little bit. Here, we'll put Jay the Friends fig on the tracks. That's probably the worst place to take a nap right there. I'll do that. Yeah, but I was really kind of happy I got some of these tutorials filmed. So now I just got to do is write up the building guides, or edit the videos, write up the building guides, put them up on YouTube. And we are ready to go. Usually, I think these things are meant to keep the minecart on the track. I don't know. I sure like those 1x2 plates with bow. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and go for it and just get these bags done, and then later on today, when I get done with my day job, I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up and review it. Hopefully this time I'll remember to take the thumbnail. And you remember Bowser's Dry Castle battle? I forgot to take the picture for the thumbnail. That's not the bad part. Right after I got done reviewing the set and I moved it, it just crumbled apart. It is not even meant to be moved. And I will let that be known when I do the review. You know, when I do my write-up. And when it fell apart, I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend all the time trying to rebuild this thing to make a thumbnail, so I'm just going to grab it from the video, which I rarely ever do. And I thought, because usually when I do the review is basically the same screenshot I use for the thumbnails. And I'm just going to do that. It's like, that was a mistake of mine, you know, stuff like that happens. Yep, 1 or 2 pieces at a time. I'm hoping to get this build done here real quick. But yeah, usually when I make mistakes, I have to come up with a solution. I can't just bail on a video. I can't say, Lego, send me another one. We're building another one. So we're building all these pieces first. So at least now I'm getting some stuff done here, and I'm kind of looking at getting a new Wi-Fi router. I've been looking at getting a good gaming router or something for high-speed internet. The router that I'm using right now is not really meant for all that, and everybody here is kind of just using the life out of it, and they're like, it's not fast enough. I'm like, yeah, it's only wireless G. It's not going to have the high-speed internet like you're used to. Well, can you get a new one? I'm like, well, I'll get one later. I'm not going to get it now. I have other things I gotta get done first. I may look into ordering one. There's something to go. I'm going to get the Wi-Fi, the Generation 7 one. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and just get it now. Something with a good interface that I can use. And just be done with it here. Alright, that takes care of that with these 2 pieces remaining. Alright, now we're going to have to put all the parts together. I thought we were. It just shows them there. Okay, that's it for back 5, was to do the minecart, some straight and curved tracks, and I think this might be some kind of a switching device. I don't know what that is. Okay, now we're moving on to bag 6. The reason why you hear me saying that is so when I film these, I'm doing other chores. So it's like a key to let me index the video, and then we're going to be building, I think it's Diddy Kong and some other stuff. So this is the last of the sets that I got to get done here, and then back to the fun stuff. So I'm 10 videos short from the end of the year. So I need to get those videos done first, and then I'm going to go ahead and do other stuff. The fun stuff, the mocks, the tutorials. I still want to build a house by the end of this year. I want to rebuild one, and I want to rebuild one for a building guide, and I want to... Matter of fact, there's a building guide I need to get going, and I've been so swamped with set reviews I hadn't even got to it. It's the Michael Myers house that I built. I mean, I got the first floor done, and I have the roof done. I just got to do the second floor. I think what I left off was the foundation, and you know, I can't even get that done right now because I'm too busy doing this. You know, oops, I put the wrong piece in there. Yes, I did. And I was like, man, if I can just get this stuff going, it won't be too bad. It's just trying to get everything done. You know, doing all these reviews is it's just killer. All right, and that's print 2. That just kind of sits on there, huh? So my mind is still working on how to solve the problem on this one tutorial that I'm working on. I'm trying to think of some ways to make it work without making the build so big and grotesque, grandiose, you know. I don't need to make something like that. And, you know, that's just how things are sometimes. You just have to think. And one of the tutorials that I needed one of these. Well, I found a bunch in one of my old tutorials that I had done a long time ago. You haven't seen it yet, but I have it. I was like, wow, I had these right here all along. I thought my inventory was just messed up, but no, that wasn't it. I just didn't realize that I had them. So it's always good to take inventory of your parts. Yeah, I'm a computer nerd, so I do everything on a spreadsheet. I mean, I use spreadsheets on my tutorials too. Well, that doesn't want to go in there. There we go. All my tutorials and stuff, you'll see a spreadsheet on the parts that are used. I had a viewer ask me for a specific part number, and I'm like, it's in the manual, but he doesn't have the manual, he doesn't want to buy it, and I'm like, I can't help you. I'm not trying to be mean about it, but I have to stop and, you know, unless it's like a part that I put in wrong or something, but, you know, like a part number, but I can't stop just to do those. I used to back in the day, but too many viewers kind of ruined it. Alrighty. Hoping I can survive this. After this one, I got 2 more bags. Either 1 or 2. It depends on how I'm feeling. Kind of miss playing Minecraft already, because I've been too busy doing this. I miss doing mocks and tutorials, you know, I mean. But I'll tell you one thing though, a bunch of these sets have been saving my behind. I've been like trying to find parts for some of these builds that I want to work on, and I'm looking and thinking, I don't know if I have this. Next thing you know, I'll see it pop up on, I use another site if it's newer stuff, and it tells me that the parts are there, and I'm like, oh, I actually have those parts. And if I've already parted out the set, I'm going to grab it, or if I've already reviewed it and stuff. So I'll do that, and I'll just snag those parts out of those reviews and just use them for my tutorials. And that piece is printed, by the way. So that's what I've been doing. You know, it's like my payment for doing the reviews and stuff. And so I get to keep the product when I'm done. At first I thought we had to return them or something, but no. And then I just use the parts for that. Lego's like, well, you need to notify us if you're using that stuff. I'm like, I don't even know if it's from my collection or not. All right. Let me get some clarification on that before I really start getting crazy with it there. Okay, well that's got studs on the bottom, or tubes. Okay, that does go on there. At least he's got a fitted hat. It's not one of those goofy snapbacks. I'll tell you one thing, with a really short haircut, I'll tell you, you need to wear a hat outside because your scalp will get red. Yeah. So, I have plenty of hats. So that's Diddy Kong. Teenage Kong. Alright, we'll put him right there. And we'll do the next one here. And we gotta wait again. That's one thing bad about these manuals, you have to wait. I'm assuming that this is in the center. Yes, it is. Yeah, but for the most part, though, these sets are pretty brittle. They just, you barely just bump the table and they fall over. It's game over, dude. Like, seriously, it just fall apart. Fall apart, and that's it. They just kind of crumble apart. The builds are they're not the best in the world. Yeah, there's this live webcam that I listen to on my tablet when I'm dozing off. It's the same tablet I use for the building guides. And I just sit there and it's down south from me in a forest. And it's meant to, it's like a bald ego cam. And I just sit there and listen to this. It's got all the live nature sounds. Next thing you know, it's like early in the morning, you'll hear the birds going off. I mean, I would turn it on now, but I'm using this tablet. But it's something different. All right, we did that. Now, I need a couple of these in brick yellow or just tan. And unfortunately, Lego hasn't provided those in a set for me yet. I have just maybe a very small handful of them for a mock, and I don't have any. It could be for a giant sandcastle, we don't know. And I'm just like, man, if I can just get a hold of some of these parts. I know in the Mega Billion jackpot, no one's won it, and I thought, man, I might just go get me a ticket and just go for it. Maybe I may get lucky. Of course, if I won that kind of money, I don't know. I mean, I probably would still do Lego. I think I would probably do this full-time, just full-blown. Just do contracting work, because I probably would get bored sitting around the house, and that would be how I would do it. Yeah, but I've been sorting a lot of parts. Man, I can't believe how much my inventory has grown, because I only buy parts that I need, you know. I don't really buy a lot of this stuff that I don't need. You know, I got a lot of parts I just really don't have use for, just out of these sets. I mean, at least it's something useful, but still. All right, I bet we're going to be combining two of these together. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I bet it goes here, and it does. Yeah, alrighty. Wait. We have a problem here. Okay, I need to raise this up one more brick. Let me take that out. Yeah, I am ready for winter. I mean, I'm really ready for when it's cold, cloudy, and raining. I love it when it's cold, cloudy, and raining. You know why? Because I don't want to get out of bed. I remember back when I was a lot younger, probably in my teenage years, we lived in a place that was always foggy in the morning, sometimes even in the summertime. And those were the days, like, it'd be like 40 something outside, maybe 50 degrees. And you did not want to get out of bed at all. Okay, I just need one of those round plates. And I was like, man, I miss the fog. You know. Yeah, my nephew's been trying to get his sleep schedule back in order, and he's been going to bed at like 7 or 8 at night. And getting up at like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, dude, that's what I do. That's what I do on work days. I don't get that free time. So like now the times are changing again, and I'm like, well, I gotta readjust my schedules. You're supposed to have 8 hours of sleep. I don't know, I can get 6 or maybe if I'm lucky, 7. 7's a good day. 8 is usually when I'm sick. Or when I had when I had COVID, and when I caught that crap, I was really sleepy. I was asymptomatic, but the only thing I really lost the second time was the sense of smell. Everything else was fine. I was just a little exhausted. I remember when I caught that junk, at least I slept really well. I mean, I got sleep. I was really sleeping. And that was it. But you know what? The funny thing was, it didn't even affect my asthma. And that was the one thing. Here I got the vaccination and all that stuff, and I thought, oh, I don't want to get this stuff and just have an asthma attack. You know, I got an extra inhaler and all that stuff, only to find out, oh, it didn't do anything to me. It just made me drowsy. One of my friends caught it. She was mentioning about it on Facebook. She goes, oh, I've just tested positive. There's nothing wrong with us. I said, be glad. I said, just be glad. I mean, we all remember the pandemic and how miserable that was. When it first happened, it was something new. You know, I remember when everything got closed down and then everything just kind of fell apart. I had all those vacations planned. I literally had 4 weeks just scheduled in the summertime. And I thought, you know, I'm due for just getting out of town, and it never happened. But at least one thing, though, we all experienced the COVID stuff together. We were all in lockdown. We couldn't go to certain places. You couldn't eat in restaurants. You couldn't even go out and get a haircut. You know, and I remember my hair was right after COVID lifted, where we can go back and do that. That was one of the first things I did, is got a haircut, and my hair was like shoulder length. I thought, oh my goodness, I'm glad I got rid of that. That's when I said, oh, when I get it cut, I used to just keep it regular, or just like a Caesar cut in a way, just a little long in the front, you know. And I said, oh no, I'm going for the gold. I just went in there and just had, when I walked back into my barber, I said, I need a gut job done. He just laughed at me and goes, what? I said, yeah, I need to get this all cut off. I told him how short I want it. He goes, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to have to deal with this. I already dealt with it for 16 months. I don't want to be dealing with it anymore. And that's what he did. Yeah, there we go. Well, this doesn't look too bad. It's just kind of, I don't know. Alrighty. Yeah, but I am glad COVID is done. No more COVID, nothing. I'm tired of lockdowns. And it's like now the masks are gone. We don't worry about the wearing those stupid masks. You know, my biggest problem is touching my face with my hands. Even my partner was like that too. She's like, you gotta stop touching your face. That's why you're gonna get sick with that stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't help it. You know, well, I try not to. I wash my hands more often now. That's why my hands are kind of raw looking. But now I've learned, I've been washing my hands several times a day, and I'll tell you one thing though, I don't get sick as often, except for the allergies or a head cold, but that's just the thing though. Instead of wearing the mask, let's all wash our hands and not cough on one another. We're all sick, let's just stay at home. See, you get a bunch of these things here. I mean, they just give a bunch. This set is so generous too. I mean, look at that. Yeah, but I mean, but that was the same time when we had COVID out here. We were having those nasty wildfires. And that was it. I think that goes like that. Okay. So, I'm just glad those nightmares are over. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready for another large mock. Large mocks are not a big deal. It's just dealing with the well, wait a minute. We did the campground. That's a large mock. Never mind. It was a complication of mocks, and that's it for bag. I think that was bag 6. And that's what we have remaining there. Let's see if there's anything that's really important that we have to note. Oh, okay. We have the dinghy thing. So what you do here? You stand right here. Okay, and then we go, you put them there and you go boing, 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 boing. And what do we do next? And you go ding, 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 ding. That's all it does. Well, you can go take a nap back on the tracks, Jay, because that mine cart's, it's gonna come and get you. Okay, now let's move this stuff out of the way here. Let's do bag 7. Oh, this one's not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and blast and do 8. And then I'll do 9, 10, 11 later. Because I really want to get it done so I can work on my own stuff. And I've already seen these a couple of times. Alrighty. Let's see here. Looking for an upwards bracket here for this. I need to find a way to use these brackets differently here for the method I was going to be building. And it's like, it's just this one build that I'm working on for a tutorial. It's something for a build that I want to build in the future, so I want to preserve the idea. And it's just all snot methods. You can't really get away with that not doing snot. That stands for studs not on top. Where you build sideways, upside down, and stuff like that. And it can get pretty involved. Oh, if you notice, it's a little quieter because there's no CPU running. I'm not even running the computer right now. I mean, I'm running a laptop, but that's just because I'm setting up videos right now. Well, I'm setting up a video. It's you can guess it. It's a build installment. I think I'm uploading part 2 of that Bowser Castle thing, and I'm just like, yuck. Oh, I did get a comment though, and I don't find this stuff offensive. I had one of you comment and said you can build these sets a lot faster. You know, I mean, if you can build these faster, by all means do so. I just do this for enjoyment, just to relax. I'm not here to race to get it done, because if I race and get these built in a hurry, I have to do WORK, and that does not spell play or video games. I have to work, and I don't want to do it. So I just take my time, and I have these in dark blue. Oh, okay, well, I don't have those in dark blue. It'd make a great part for a car or something. Kind of wish I could play some music in here. The scenic sounds worked pretty good. I'll have to think on that one. Yeah, but since it's been so hot, I've been drinking like literally water, like just gallons and gallons and gallons of water. It's just that bad. Like I'm just craving for water. I don't know what that does though. It looks like some kind of a fish. Okay, we got the stars going here. Oh, we got to build 2 of these. Okay. So far is this build entertaining? As you can see, it's just a random mess, but we're all over the place. This reminds me of like one of those older Minecraft sets. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of lost on it right now. But I have a feeling that I'm going to have to move one off that turntable and build it on that, because this is probably one of those sets that's going to fall apart when you just even think about it. I also need these in dark blue too. There. I mean, at least I'm gathering at least well, not gathering the parts, but at least I know they exist. Is it one of those fish that jump out of the water and bite you in the butt while you're trying to hop over some stuff? It looks like a piranha or something. Oops, we got the red stuff in there. Oh yeah, maybe it is a piranha. It's got the teeth already. Yeah, I found the audio reel for War of the Worlds radio program. I just need to dig out the reel-to-reel, and I'm gonna play that. Just play it one night. I'm gonna transfer over to the computer. I'm just going to play it. Just kind of listen to it, or put it on my iPad and just kind of doze off to it. Scary movies don't bother me too much. It's like, you know, having a nightmare is like a treat, because it's like a scary movie, unless it's like jury duty or college related stuff, and that was when it was really bad. Like, you're dreaming of not getting out of grad school. That's a hardcore nightmare there. I don't have to worry about that. So if I get that nightmare now, it's just like, I'm like, whew. When I wake up, like I'll wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm still done. I'm not in some crappy apartment studying for midterms or finals. No, I'm just doing the big boy stuff now. Look at all this snot method on this. We're not even done yet. That's not too bad, huh? Alrighty. We gotta wait for all the animations to go, so sometimes if you see me pause, that's why, because you have to wait for all the goofy fade-ins and all that stuff and the panning around just so you can build one thing here. You know, you can't even see what I'm doing, huh? I'm more focused right here. And you're just, there we go. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm a little quiet just because everybody's pretty much sleeping right now and I don't want to wake anybody up. I think we're building another one of those. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a tooth right there. Let's see what else we're going to be doing here. You know what, I bet you anything we're going to build duplicates of this, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. Yeah, one thing when it gets cooler though, I found my old skateboard I hadn't used in probably about a year, so I figure, yeah, I'm gonna need to get on that, break some bones. For those who don't know, yes, even at my age, I still do that skateboarding stuff. I mean, why not? I think we're gonna do this side here next. That's exactly what we're doing here. So I didn't even think. I wish they'd tell you you're building a mirror or something in here, because then you know what you're doing. Well, I got it memorized. This piece goes down here. Okay, I think all we have left is the eyes left. And they do come with these marble pieces that are printed. Somebody's dropping the F-bomb. Okay, so the eyes go on here and they're facing up. There we go. What's his name anyway? Does he have a name? It's called Snaggles. So yeah, I'm sure he's gonna snag something. Doesn't he have one of those barcodes on him too? And then this is what we have remaining for bag 7. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do bag 8 real quick. And that's where we're gonna wrap it up right here. I don't know what we're building yet, but there's a lot of blue in here. As you can see, we got a lot of stuff on the workbench, and nothing's put together yet. So let's get going here. I'm gonna see if we can get through this real quick here, because I'm kind of want to get some other stuff done today, not build sets that are going to fall apart after the review. Okay, that's a dark azure. Yeah, this app just makes this build so slow. Also, I could view like 3 or 4 pages of the building guide at one time. It makes it so much easier to do. You just gotta wait, wait, and wait. Yes, sirree. One piece at a time. this one now's got 2 pieces at a time. Let's see here. Bet this thing goes on next, huh? Usually I don't know what I'm building until I get to the point. I mean, I could look it up on the box, but you know, rotate it around, and then we need to wait for all the animations. And yes, it starts with the piece this way. Hey, I don't mind. This is still valid if you're building upside down. You know, I do kind of miss old school Lego colors, very basic stuff, and nothing fancy or anything like that. It's just very basic stuff, and then we get the browns and stuff that were in there. When I was a kid, they just started coming out with the brown and the greens. I think maybe I was in my early teens or something, or maybe my tweens, I don't even know. And you gotta put the barcode tiles on there. I'm sure I can probably make something up for these. Somebody hasn't already done that yet. Okay. That means in the last installment we're only going to be doing 3 bags. I have a feeling it's going to be 3 bags and putting this mess together. Okay. Yep, it's pretty cluttered up here, huh? A cluttered workbench is a busy workbench. Make sure your studs are on the part where the tan plate is at. Some kind of a catapult or something? Trying to see what that is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're supposed to fling Mario or something. I don't know, but I need to find. I wish these were in black. I need them for another project. All I have are these in gray. Oh, you get some kind of springy things too. I don't know what you'd use those for. And then you got this here. Yeah, it's just bad and trying to go through all the little parts. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. Sometimes I zone out. It's a work week. I just got done with Monday and kind of want to deal with anything. At least this is not looking at a... Well, no, I'm actually looking at a screen, huh? But at least I'm putting together a product, not writing up a piece of source code for someone else. Okay, this thing goes here, right about here. Make sure here. Okay, it leans right on top of this, but I can't, oh, there we go. So I think that's kind of cool, huh? We got a lot of parts left, so we're not done here yet. Wait a minute. Let me get a brick separator. Put that in the wrong area. It's supposed to be right there. Yellow and blue go together very well. When I was a kid, that's how I made my beaches. I didn't have tan, so yellow was the sand and blue was the water. That was pretty well, that doesn't go there. But that was pretty much how it was. We didn't have like light blue. I didn't have a lot of transparent pieces to make water. And it didn't take, what, 30, 40 years later and in a full-time career to do that. Yeah. Let's see here. And looks like it goes back here. That area, and then there's a slope here. Okay, that's how it's supposed to go. That's what I like about the 3D manual. It's probably the only thing I like about the 3D manual is I can rotate the parts around and make sure I'm recording here, and I get to see a different perspective on things than just kind of looking at it here. And then now we're going to do some Technic work. If you're not a fan of Technic, then yeah, that's probably not for you. Any sets with some kind of a movability or functionality in them, you're going to have to deal with Technic. You know what, this brick is supposed to go here. Let me take a look at something. This just doesn't look right. All right, hold on. Okay, this goes here. That goes there, and this goes here. So what is this thing? Some kind of goofy, like a marble maze or something. I don't know what it does. Okay, I see this go. Right there. But you also have to admit on the digital app, the colors are a lot more vivid. And they're not as, you know, if you're looking at a regular building guide, sometimes the colors are washed out. Versus the 3D guide, everything's kind of more natural, what it's supposed to be. And I mean, really, this thing is a colorful set. It's not dark, it's not gloomy. It's just long and kind of boring. At least it's blue. It's not like gray and black or something. Okay, we got 3 of these to put on and 1 of these. Where's the little one at? Oh, I see it. By the way, we're almost done here. It's finding the little needles in the haystack that kind of makes it slower. remember when I was doing that terrain building on my campgrounds, and it wasn't as bad as this, at least. Oh, this step's actually got 3 parts. Wow. We're really graduating here, aren't we? Okay. I could give you a bunch of parts and they start back with this one piece thing. Yeah, I'm hoping this is not one of those junky sets, but I have a feeling this one's going to flake apart once we even breathe on it. I mean, it's kind of cool to see a Mario level in 3D, but... Okay, need the springy thing. Alright, getting close here. Where's the other Technic brick at, huh? Not in my hands. You're kidding me, right? Seriously. You know, I don't even see it anywhere up here. Well, let me go find one real quick. Well, all I have is these light gray ones. I have some dark gray, but they're kind of packed up, so I don't want to go in and make it too much of a racket while everybody's in bed. So I'm gonna just use this for right now. You know, we'll just go with it here. And I didn't want to drag out the Technic bin. My Technic pieces are like buried. So if this is where we're leaving off at, then I'll just worry about the build tomorrow. But okay, we are going to put something on the top of that, but I'll worry about it then, unless it shows up magically. I don't want to be dragging this out any longer than I have to. Let's put that there. Okay. I am getting sleepy, and I got things to do. Could have fell on the floor too, I don't know, or it could be in another bin. I guess, like I said, I'll wait. And then tomorrow or later on today, it depends. What I'll do is go take a new one out of the bin. We have this. But we have an extra slope here. Checking to see if I didn't put the Technic brick anywhere else. I thought I saw one when I was building this thing, but I don't know. Well, I don't see it in here. So I don't know where it went. This is supposed to go on here like this. So I'll have to take it apart, but yeah, the thing's pretty springy, huh? And let's see where this last slope goes here. Oh, it's supposed to go there. Okay. And then the shark, what's his name? Snaggles or something. He, oh, so these go onto this. So what does this thing actually do here? Exactly. What does that even do? Well, let's see if there's a video here. I had one extra one of these though. Make sure. Yeah, I have one extra wheel. Huh. Well, we'll hang on to that then, but I could have put the wrong part in there. It's happened before. That's what we have remaining for bag. I believe this is 8. Let's see if there's any videos for this. Yeah, there is. If it means assembling a bunch of stuff, then okay, I see what it does. Okay. So you have this ramp thing here. Okay. And then what you do is you put this thing in here like this. So he's the driver here. Just set him in the bottom. And then what you do is you get your Super Mario figure, or I'll put Jay in there instead because he wants to go for a ride. And then what you do, does his feet not mount onto the bottom? So basically what happens is you do this, you fly up here, and then you just do this. Okay, I see what it is. So you just do that, and then you come out of here, and I think you're supposed to go ding, 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 ding on that. Well, I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, that's a pretty cool contraption, but yeah, I don't know. But that's what we did right there for bag 8. And so far, this is what we have done here. You know, it's not even put together yet. It's kind of just in a shambles right now. And I'm hoping in the next installment, well, we got a bunch of stuff left. We'll be able to put this whole thing together and see what it does. So I'm going to save the thumbnail for later. But tell me what you think of the set. So far it's just long and boring, but I can't wait to get it done.